you gon' rap. Feel that foul. Feel that. Hey, is you hot or cold? 'Cause we on fire. Yeah, we back to sit this thing on fire. Either you gon' ride or you gon' die. Feel that fire. Feel that fire. Yeah, we back to sit this thing on fire. Is you hot or cold? 'Cause we on fire. Look the devil in his eyes, watch him nut up. Yeah, they mad, we tell the black woman to shut up. When you see us, hell yeah, we back to cut up. Sit the record straight. They think they got one up. I was ratting with my gun out. Had to put that blunt out. Had to pick that Bible up. My grace was back to run out. Correction got them running. Cut them up like onions. You know how we coming. 12,000 times a dozen. Yeah, I'm gonna be beamed up. But I ain't no pyro. I need a window seat. Like Erica Badu. Did it to the wedding. All I said was I do. All gas, no brake shoes. Stump them out with my cap boots. Hey, is you hot or cold? 'Cause we on fire. Yeah, we back to sit this thing on fire. Either you gon' ride or you gon' die. Feel that fire. Feel that fire. Yeah, we back to sit this thing on fire. Is you hot or cold? 'Cause we on fire.
If you lukewarm, he gon' spit you out. Always keep that fire, nah, I'm talking about. We don't play around, better watch your mouth. In the truth, we always keep that, yeah. Fire. Yeah, you know we got that fire. You don't got the fire, you a lie. We gon' burn you in the lake of fire. Don't believe me, go ask Jeremiah. Your poppy sitting, yeah, that boy lied. And unto him shall be your desire. No repentance for him, even if he cry. All you even do is, yeah, you gotta die. All of y'all gon' burn in the lake of fire. Esau gotta die in the lake of fire. We on fire. We ain't by this business, boy. The devil is a liar. We in and out of state. I'm burning rubber on these tires. Warrior minded, that's the only way I retire. Kingdom what I inspire. Their souls never rested, so I heard them from the grave. I'm hunted by their voices, they say all heathens must pay. Influenced by their fire and inspired what to say. Eating noodles every day in the land of the brave. This fire for perfection.
You are now flying.
Applying pressure to the pedal breaking. Lord know we dedicated. Revealing truth to our people, we been miseducated. Great awakening taking place and they can't decimate it. Truth serum that can't be replicated. Get medicated, this that Psalms 107, ain't it? We got this truth and can't keep calm. On the corner dropping bombs, can't be detonated. Jump from coast to coast like LeBron, but we never traded. Got the breath of life in my lungs, I'm resuscitated precepts. The only P we pushing in this heat, hitting harder than a desert eagle bullet. Hit the earth with the line. Let it sink and we gon' hook 'em. We had idols in our mind. Heard this word and we forsook 'em. All in Memphis, no more rent. We raising up to 12. They say the truth hurts, so we labor in travail. From NYC to Houston, from LA to Riverdale. Talking truth, taking the kingdom in the gates of wicked hell.
Just touched down, I ain't got my foot on the brake. Truth got my mind, I'm feeling renewed every day. Giving sight to the blind is something we do every day. And I don't care if what I'm saying make you feel the way. Yeah, let's talk truth. Let's talk about it. Let's talk truth. Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk truth. Yeah, hear what I'm saying. Let's go inside the book. Let me go make it plain. Let's talk truth. We can't settle for less side. Cause we got everything that we need and we seeing on even
a professor. And I just been seeing the dreamers, I know that they lying, they here to come test us. He proving to see if we got what it take, or to see if you mess up. But they still got the leasing. For too long we been sleeping. Used to fall out the deep end. Say they come and been creeping. Rather listen to pastors who take all the money and split with the deacons. I've been moving with problems with boots on the ground, we've been breaking the cement. And they just been lying every time they talking to us. I don't give a damn what they say. And they know we don't bend, don't break. If they get in the way, then you know that we walking through them. Probably better get about my way. Only so much that I can take. Truth out of the urban, we shake all the dirt now. I can see it all work when you come out of church now. So get your boots laced. We all the way, Jake. He'll make the earthquake. It's so much at stake.
Just touchdown, I ain't got my foot on the brake. Truth got my mind, I'm feeling renewed every day. Giving sight to the blind, it's something we do every day. And I don't care if what I'm saying make you feel away. Yeah, let's talk truth. Let's talk about it. Let's talk truth. Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk truth. Yeah, hear what I'm saying. Let's go inside the book. Let me go make it plain. Let's talk truth.
Welcome back to another week of
Let's Talk Truth.
There you got myself, Captain Emmanuel, to my right,
Officer Baruch.
to my left,
Officer Jonah.
to his left.
Officer Hezekiah.
All praise to the Most High
All
God. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert,
That's
spoiler
right.
alert. If you ain't watched the movie and you one of them people, you get mad if people tell the movie and whatever, you got to go find something else to watch.
But share, like, subscribe.
Before you leave, though, hit the like button. All right, copy and paste, share it to people that don't care what it and already seen the movie. All right. So today we're gonna talk about the movie Leave the World Behind. All right, it's the newest Netflix big production or whatever the case may be. And as you can tell in the title, right, it's about possible apocalyptic events.
Right.
You understand things leading up to the end of the world as we know it. All right. So y'all already know we got to go into it with the scriptures. It is what it is. That's what we do. All right. So like I said, make sure y'all hit the like button so it can get flowing in the algorithm and people can log on and see. Because out of all these very interesting reviews, nobody is going into the scriptures
Right.
to explain what they saw in the film.
They lost.
All right? So that's where we come in at. All right? But now, let's open up with Proverbs chapter 8, verse 6.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 6.
Come on.
Hear, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things.
Come on.
For my mouth shall speak truth.
For what?
My mouth shall speak truth.
Let's talk truth. Go ahead.
And wickedness is an abomination to my lips.
And I want to say this, too. Shout out to the nation of Israel, right? Not the fake Jews over there,
Right.
but the real Jews, right, known as the diaspora.
That's
From
right.
various slave trades, you so-called blacks and Hispanics scattered throughout the earth. Happy Feast of Dedication. If you black and you really don't know what that means, you never heard of that, it's in the Bible. John chapter 10, verse 22. Christ kept the Feast of Dedication. All right, that is known, what you may know it as the term Hanukkah. But it's not how they keep it, how they celebrate it, how you've been taught to believe what Hanukkah is with the little weird little hats on your head. That it ain't none of that. It's a holiday about black warriors. Taking a sanctuary back from the heathen and dedicating it to the Lord. All right?
That's right.
Believe it or not. And
That's
that's
right.
what we celebrate. Not no damn criminal. All right?
No
We
criminal,
ain't celebrate no damn criminal.
criminal.
Yeah. Matter of fact, give me that in Jeremiah 10, because I know it might be new people watching. Black people that's just tuned in because they want to see a review on Leave the World Behind.
Yeah.
But we got something for y'all real quick. All right?
Yeah.
Now, this the thing. Christ said, my sheep hear my voice. The elect, when they hear this, it's going to click. Because when I first heard this, it was like, damn,
Right.
that's in the Bible?
Right.
I felt disrespected that the church taught me to celebrate Christmas after I read this scripture. Right? Now, if you're not the elect, you're gonna try to formulate rebuttals. Well, that's the Old Testament. Well, it don't say the word Christmas and da. Listen, if you chosen by God, if you the elect, when you hear this scripture, it's gonna convict you. Like, damn, everything that what I've been celebrating for all these years is biblically wrong. You understand? Read what you got.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Come on.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
What did God say?
Learn not the way of the heathen.
So God commands his people not to learn the ways of the heathen. The word heathen means nations.
Right.
The nations that God did not choose. What do all the nations do that God is not dealing with? They serve other gods. So the things, the practices that they implement in their rituals and worshipings and all of that is dedicated to their other gods. So you got to ask yourself, right? If you're a Christian and you're celebrating something, right? You're doing some form of worship or whatever the case may be. As a Christian, you're supposed to verify, validate that is coming from the Bible. Because Christ said he come in a volume of a book. Right? So if you're celebrating something, it need to be in line with the word of God.
Message.
Now, when you think about Christmas, you think about the tree with the ornaments and the decorations and the star at the top and the gifts below the tree. You have to ask yourself, is that biblical? You understand? You got to ask yourself. Because it may be the ways of the heathen that do these type of things to serve other gods. So God is giving us he's admonishing us, don't learn the ways of the heathen. Now he finna get specific into the ways of the heathen that we are commanded not to learn. Read on.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Come on.
For the customs of the people are vain.
The customs of the people are vain, meaning meaningless to God. It has no significance to God whatsoever.
Right.
Go ahead.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So these are the ways of the heathen that we are not to learn. The heathen will cut a tree out the forest. Go ahead.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
Read.
They deck it with silver and gold.
What they do with the tree?
Deck it with silver and gold.
They deck it with silver and gold. Ain't that a Christmas song?
Yeah, I think
Silver and gold.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Deck it. They deck it, meaning decorated with silver and gold ornaments. What thing in the earth do people do that involves a tree being decked out with silver and gold ornaments? What day is that?
What is that?
What is that?
Xmas.
Christians got they have to have a black highlighter over this cap. You can't get around it. Like you said, what else is that?
That criminal, bitch. And look, this the thing. What? So we just read God saying not to do that, right? Don't learn those ways. Because it's all linked to idolatry, right? The what's the woman name? The mama. I know the son is Tammuz. What's the mother? Semiramis. Right. And Nimrod and all of that.
Right.
It all tie into that, which is all idolatry and demonic and satanic.
The devil!
It is what it is. So we not supposed to be doing that. Put that on the screen for us. So we just read it in the Bible. God commanded us not to do these things, not to get a tree and deck it with silver and gold. You understand? Because that's symbolizing something that's tied to Satan, to the devil. All right? So learn God's laws. Get John 10:22. Learn God's laws and keep them.
And you know that
Do what the
scripture,
Bible say.
that scripture goes with the title of the class or the show. Leave the world behind. The God said, leave the world behind. The customs of the world are vain. Leave it behind.
That's
Got to
right.
examine that.
That's right. Read that.
John chapter 10, verse 22.
Go ahead.
And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication. And it was winter.
It was what?
Winter.
So this is what Jesus Christ and the Israelites celebrated in the wintertime. This was their winter holiday. The Feast of Dedication, a.k.a. Hanukkah. The black Hanukkah, the real Hanukkah.
Message.
You understand? Put that on the screen
The real
for us.
reason for the season, cap.
Right. So stop teaching your children idolatry.
That's right.
Thus saith the Lord God. Now, we're going to play a video for y'all at the break. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that. We're going to play a music video. I hope IT listening. We're going to play a new original royalty music video.
Right. He got it.
Okay, all praise. All right. So play the first clip real quick. Let's touch on the topic to get people abreast with it real quick. Yep. All right.
The website.
Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button.
Do that.
That's the problem. Y'all ain't hit the like button.
That's
Y'all
what it
still
is.
watching IT.
The like
We
button.
not
Right.
unmuting it.
It
until
activates
y'all
the sound,
press
right.
like. Hit the like button. The sound gonna work. I guarantee it. Watch this. Boop. All right, let go.
Damn.
Somebody didn't hit it yet.
Somebody being rebellious.
Somebody didn't hit it.
You
Pause
that's
it again.
Somebody being rebellious right now.
Damn.
Brothers.
Well, let's get one more scripture on Christmas. Give me Colossians 2:8 real quick while we wait, because the wicked day, we are in the midst of the wicked season of what they push around the world. Meanwhile, the Most High has set up a high holy day for us to show our praise to Him, glorify Him for saving us, like Cap brought out. But a lot of our people stuck into this custom right here. Well, read the Bible. Come on.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8.
Read.
Beware, lest any man spoil you through
That's one thing he's saying. Be aware. That's why the scriptures constantly say, watch. Stay watching, right? Watch on. Read on. Come on.
through philosophy and vain deceit.
Through philosophy and vain deceit. The teaching, the lies that's taught to us way from when we were young kids in slavery as gifts to our slave masters. God said, beware of that thing. These lies is taught to us. Come on.
After the tradition of men.
It's not after God. It's like Cap said, you can't validate customs of Christmas in the Bible. You can't validate following these things our forefathers did. You can't validate that because it's a tradition of what?
Men.
It's a tradition of man. And we got to cast that out of our lives. Is that it?
After the rudiments of the world.
After the rudiments of the world and not what?
And not after Christ.
And it's not after Christ.
That's right.
Christmas is not after Christ. All right. We ready, IT? Don't fail us.
Come on.
So it's just not working.
It's not working.
This is crazy. Do another video?
There you go. I hear something. There you go. Come on. There we go. All right.
Genuine foreshadowing of what our future can hold. Movie starts out with us meeting our family, who decide to go on a vacation to Long Island. End up renting a really nice house until the family who owns the house comes back home because things are starting to get a little weird. Power outages, random blackouts, no internet, no cell reception. Then find out that everything is offline due to a cyber attack. Even the electric cars themselves have been hacked and are driving themselves into random places and backing up freeways and not letting people leave, causing, of course, mass damage. You then have ships completely losing control, crashing onto beaches, plane crashes, of course, total chaos. Want to know what the weirdest part is, though? Barack and Michelle Obama are co-producers on this movie, and it was stated in multiple articles that the former president used a lot of his own information that he had to put into this movie. He had a lot of say with what goes in and what stays out. So the movie's more or less based on how weak the US can be due to a cyber attack, shutting down all satellites, cell phone reception, TV, everything. All electricity, power grid completely off. And it starts to collapse, people on people. I just got done watching Leave the World Behind, and this is probably...
All right. So that was a quick take on the movie. All right. Basically, it's going into how when stuff pop off, whether it be the electrical grid or the internet shut off or the power, whatever the case may be, people are not prepared. People are not prepared. All right? People are not prepared to leave the world behind. And the premise is, remember, the family is on vacation. You understand?
Right.
They on vacation when the world begins to end. All right? So it's heavy right there. Y'all got something on that?
Message.
No,
Go to 2nd Ezra chapter 9 real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 9. So it will behoove us that know who we are, know the scriptures, know the times that we're living in, to prepare for these end days, these
Y'all better
final
take heed to that.
days, because we in them for sure. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, start at verse 3.
2nd Ezra
Start at verse 2.
chapter 9 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world,
Go ahead.
then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Go ahead.
For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
And the what?
End is manifest.
And the end is manifest. Go ahead.
Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and the effects and signs.
Right. So it say the times of the highest have plain beginnings and works, right? Genesis. The let there be light, and the sea and the plants and the animals and all of that. As the Lord has plain beginnings, he also has plain endings.
Message.
So we spell it out in the Bible, what you're going to see in the end of time when the end is manifest. Uproars, earthquakes, natural disasters, things in that. It's going to be chaos in the world. All right, now when we dive into this film and the different reviews and stuff like that, it's a lot of different thoughts and opinions regarding it, but something that I took away from what I heard somebody say was, you know that it's chaotic outside of basically going on in the world while you're watching a movie, even though you don't see it, based on how they acting inside the house. I'm going to say that again.
Right.
You know, in the movie, they don't show people running around losing their mind and all that because the roads blocked up and ain't no power. It don't show all the inner city chaos, but you know it's happening based on how the people are acting inside of the house.
Message.
You understand? That's far away, that's somewhat safe.
Right.
You know that there's something going on based on how them people are acting inside that house. All right? But anyway, we're going to dive into the movie in a little bit. Before we get into the topic and all that, we got to deal with the reality radar. Let's get that.
Reality radar.
All right, so as y'all know, it's been the hottest topic for the past couple of months, but the thing is, it's still not over with, right? The Israel and Hamas war. Now, Hamas, as we're going to show in a little bit, they are doing stuff, but this is a very one-sided war. You understand?
Right.
And as it has been, what's the word? It's been thrown out there before that the missile going through the dome, the attack that popped it all off that sent Israel on this rampage was some BS.
Right.
You understand? They want Gaza. They made a deal with them people, and just like they did throughout everybody they had treaties with and stuff in history, they going back on their word. They're like, no, we want that. We need that land.
Right.
So we gonna stage something that gives us the right to get funding from America and all of this and be able to attack and conquer your land. And what they doing now is manifest. I'm telling you. Play that clip real quick. Watch this, y'all. Play that clip.
An Israeli real estate firm is
y'all
pushing.
gotta take the disclaimer out for this. All right? Take the disclaimer. Y'all got unknown anyway. It's Al Jazeera. All right, go back. Go ahead.
An Israeli real estate firm is pushing to build houses for Israelis in Gaza, where Palestinian homes have been flattened by Israeli attacks. The Post says, "Wake up, a beach house is not a dream." A map from the company shows a number of lots around Gaza. Since Israel's war on Gaza began in October, real estate firm Harry Zahav has been posting videos of employees deployed as Army reservists. Shlomo Wormstein, CEO of Harvey Zahav. We are here in the heart of Gaza doing what we do.
Pause. Go back just a second.
Damn.
Go back just a second. First of all, put it on the screen. His name is Shlomo, which means Solomon. Do he look black and comely to you? He looks quite the mon frere. So what? I don't understand, bruh. I don't understand. But anyway, so he run this real estate firm, right? And his employees, you thought that they was Israeli troopers, didn't you?
Military, right.
Them was real estate firm employees.
Damn.
Do y'all understand? They looked like military
Right.
troopers. They work for that guy. You understand? They trying to clear the land so they can start building real estate.
ASAP. Damn.
What did he say? He said, we're in Gaza doing what we do.
What
Y'all
we do.
know what that means.
Yeah, we take land. Murder people and take the land.
Get that real quick in Micah chapter 2. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. You can't make this up.
Right.
We bring this out all the time about these people. And y'all, I don't know, Christianity, white Jesus, the lie about who the real Jew, all that stuff has really worked.
Yep.
You understand? For a lot of our people, they are completely blind to the virus that's...
And he's smiling.
We just doing what we do.
We doing it.
Read that real quick.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Read.
When the morning is light, they practice it.
Come on.
Because it is in the power of their hand.
Because it is what?
In the power of their hand.
And that power is talking about economic power, military power, and political power.
Right.
They got the power. You understand? They got the power to do these things. Go ahead.
And they covet fields.
They do what?
Covet fields.
They covet fields, lands that don't belong to them. Go ahead.
And take them by violence.
Take them how?
By violence.
So you got to think the normal normal real estate firm, they gonna buy land. You understand? You gonna see them in the suit and tie, making business deals, shaking hands in contracts. His real estate firm employees got on military gear. You can't make this up.
Damn.
The Bible say they covet fields and do what?
Take them by violence.
And take them by violence.
Scope out the land.
Go ahead.
Damn.
And houses.
And what?
Houses.
Read.
And take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Now let me say this. That's not their land. That's not the Palestinians' land. You understand? I just want to throw that out there. They not innocent. But the point is that this war and all of that, what you're seeing right here is proof that this stuff is really just staged. These people want to come and capitalize. You understand? Because they have the power in their hand.
So the money they sent over there was for him. So he could take it. Damn.
All right, play the video. You had something else?
Yeah, get Obadiah real quick. Obadiah verse 5 and 6. Because this is just more proof of who Esau is. Because we know with some, I'll say BHIs that try to say Esau is the Arab, Esau is the Arab man. But the Bible tells us the characteristics of this nation of people. Read that.
Obadiah verse 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night.
That's those people that's going house to house, taking them by violence. God says, if thieves came to thee, come on.
How art thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough?
The thing is, like you said, it was originally a treaty. Okay, y'all have this much of the land. We just going to keep this part and this part. Esau said, okay, that's fine. But years go by, and just like they did with the Native Americans, you know what? We want more. This is not enough. We want it all. We leave no crumbs on the table. God says with thieves, would they at least a thief in his right mind would leave something in the house. Esau, they break in, they take everything. They want the microwave, the ironing board, the dirt, the tablecloths, the shower mat, everything, shower curtains, they taking it. That's the same thing they do with lands. Come on.
The grape gatherers came to thee. Would they not leave some grapes?
Think about how small grapes are. You would think if you're going somewhere to steal grapes, you don't have enough time to take each and every one of them. Esau, they leave no crumbs. Come on.
How are the things of Esau searched out?
How are what?
How are the things of Esau searched out?
That's who you see on the screen. Those are not the Jews. Those are not the Israelites. Those are not God's people. God calls them Esau. Come on.
How are his hid things sought up?
And how are his hid things sought up? That's what we exposing right now on this show. This is Let's Talk Truth. Real.
All right. Y'all can drop the video because we ain't got time. Y'all get the gist of it. All right. So you can get off of that. Let's go to the Isaiah 11 and 11 minute. All right, so it's still in the same vein. All right, so we showed y'all the evil of the Caucasian man proclaiming himself to be a Jew, and he is not. He is Amalek. He is Esau, Idumea, Edom, right?
Right.
We already know how he get down. Right? He covered fields, take them by violence. He the devil the Bible speak of, the synagogue of Satan, right? However, I made a statement, those Palestinians that they stealing the land from, that ain't the Palestinians' land. So they as evil too. They
Right.
not on the same spectrum as, they're not on the same level as Esau. The Bible called Esau, meaning the Caucasian man, the border of wickedness. All right? But Ishmael is up there. He's a wild man.
Right.
You understand? In the same way that the white man gets pleasure out of killing and persecuting our people, Ishmael get the same type of pleasure. The same type of pleasure. Now, IT, when you play this clip, you can't play the whole clip. You understand? You got to cut it off before it get to, you understand what I'm saying? So play the clip.
لباتشي طلعت يا شباب شباب لباتشي يا شباب شباب لباتشي يا شباب.
All right. So basically that was a Tanzanian student, right, that was in Israel, I guess for school or for studies or whatever the case may be. So he's not an Israeli. He's not a part of their military. He was an African boy.
Right.
And they executed him. You understand? That's what the Palestinians did. Let's go to Amos chapter 1 real quick. Amos chapter 1, verse 6, concerning the Philistines. All right? Read that real quick.
Amos chapter 1 and verse 6. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Gaza.
Right. So the Gaza here is referring to the inhabitants thereof, talking about the Philistines or the Palestinians, right? God is pointing out transgressions of them. Read.
And for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom.
Right, because they had a history of selling us to the white man. Go ahead.
But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof. And I will cut off the inhabitant from Ashdod, and him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon. And I will turn my hand against Ekron.
Read.
And the remnant of the Philistines shall perish.
The what?
The remnant of the Philistines shall perish.
So it's not a coincidence why they catching hell over there. It's a part of the divine judgment of God. Why? Because of the evil that they done at God's people.
That's right.
The so-called the diaspora of our people. Guess what? It's Israelites in Kenya. It's Israelites in Burundi. It's Israelites in Rwanda. It's Israelites in Nigeria. It's Israelites in the Congo. It's Israelites in Eritrea. It's Israelites in Ethiopia. It's Israelites in Tanzania.
That's right.
You understand? It's Israelites scattered throughout the whole continent of Africa. And how do you find them? How do you locate them? They are marked by the curses of God.
That's
You
right.
understand?
Right.
They will be persecuted. And get that in Deuteronomy 28:26 about us being executed and how our enemies will leave us. Read that real quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 26.
Yeah.
And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and to the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away.
That's how they left that young Tanzanian brother. You understand? They left him as meat for the fowls of the air after they executed him. You understand?
Right.
That's how you able to identify the Israelites in the earth. They have no defense. They have nobody to help them. They have nobody to come to their rescue. We are victims of all nations of the earth that hate our guts because they not the chosen people of God.
Right.
You understand? So be mindful, you brothers and sisters scattered throughout the continent of Africa, and you traveling on the northeast region or whatever, you passing through Israel or you passing through these territories that's at war. You may be somebody that they take out their frustration on.
Right.
They losing to the Israelis. You understand? They just might want to take their frustration out on a nigga. Damn. For real.
The same Negroes that's out there praying for them.
Right.
Oh, pray for Palestine. They hate you too.
Damn, you stupid as hell.
Exactly. So be very, very mindful, brothers and sisters. All right? But that's it for the Isaiah 11:11 minute. We're going to take a quick break. Make sure y'all tune in to this video right here. All right? Make sure your kids watching and comprehend. We have been lied to. Christmas is not of God.
That's right.
Christmas is of the damn devil.
Get out.
All right? Play that video.
Customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
It's Christmas season, a time to go broke. And it's all for nothing, Satan be using Christ for a cloak. Your mom works at double just to buy you gifts. Your dad can't find a job, so he's forced to go out and shoplift. Serving false gods that don't truly exist. Fornication under the mistletoe. Now we are heathenists. All behind a kiss. Oh, yeah. Like a workman who go cuts the tree. You think Christ is in Christmas, you're mistaken. You guys been honoring Satan. Oh yeah. Christmas coming soon. What you gonna do? Kids be refused. Or serve the Father in truth. Don't trim your waist. Don't celebrate these holidays. They're not a waste. Eggnog is spoiled. Christmas tree destroyed. Took off those yokes with a sleigh bell noise. No buying toys. No Christmas lights. I keep the laws instead, 'cause I'm an Israelite. The love of many has wax cold. Free from all sin, I'm clean within, do what I'm told. I've got the picture, applied the scripture. The Lord found me faithful, now I'm spiritual. And it's like a workman who goes and cut a tree. You think Christ is in Christmas, you're mistaken. You guys been honoring Satan. Oh yeah. Christmas coming soon. What you gonna do? Serve the Father in truth. Don't trim your waist. Don't celebrate these holidays. They're not a waste.
Learn not the way of the heathen. Be not dismayed. Jeremiah chapter 10.
Hey y'all gotta make that thing go viral.
That's right.
All right, go to Original Rud to YouTube and make sure y'all like that junk and share that all over the world as much as you can.
Please.
That's right.
Especially, they gotta learn the evil of this holiday. We call it a holiday. It's a holiday.
Right.
You understand? It's
Y'all
a
better
day
take heed to
from
that.
the depths of hell. Y'all know it's a lot of stuff that go into Christmas, y'all. And that winter solstice and all of that stuff is literally satanic. Like it's stuff that go into it for the furthering of, like it empowers.
Like it's an energy booster.
Yeah, it's like real demonic stuff that's tied to the tree and the winter solstice and the star and all of that. The least day. But anyway, so, all right, the topic is Leave the World Behind. It's a movie on Netflix. If you're just now watching, all right, spoiler alert, you understand? We're going to go into it, but before we do, we got to deal with one of our favorite segments. What the hell is this?
Damn. The hell is this?
All right. So we just want to say that all of this stuff is allegedly, disclaimer. But y'all know, man, when it comes to Christianity, the Christian church, the pastors, ever since, I think we covered it on this show. It was a video we might not have put it on the show, but I know for sure it was spoken about, or whatever the case. T.D. Jakes and P. Diddy, or Puffy, whatever you want to call them, they, you know what I'm saying, they was displaying a public affinity or whatever. They was, casually, you know what I'm saying, with each other, messing around, whatever. And so you got to ask yourself, like, okay, this is a prominent Christian pastor, a bishop. What the hell is he doing? Like, having a friendly, you know what I'm saying, interaction with, I'm not saying that they can't be cool, but it's just like,
they can't.
What you doing with Puff Daddy? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing with Puff Daddy? You a bishop.
He did it, finna take him down through there.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
So like I said, all this stuff is allegedly, but play that video for us.
DL brothers.
I'm not finna say nothing else.
Says here, yo, bro, Cassie has turned over substantial amounts of evidence to the feds. I'm told that after Cassie had a long conversation with Blank, I have to protect this person. They're going through a lot right now. And her lawyers, she finally was convinced to give up the videotapes and audio recordings that contain footage of S parties and other private gatherings that feature some pretty powerful and prominent people. And get this, she even gave up a burner phone and USBs that belong to Kim Porter with incriminating evidence against Diddy. I'm told that there are a slew of artists, politicians, and entertainers that are about to be exposed and arrested for H10. I'm paraphrasing there, okay? H10. I'm told that Cassie's husband played a significant role in getting Cassie to turn over the evidence. It's to my understanding that Cassie felt that by exposing the truth, it would also make her look like a filthy Moor, and I'm paraphrasing there because some of the videos she turned in, it shows her getting number one, okay, guys, I'm paraphrasing again, and committing more disgusting acts that she was forced to do. I'm also told that multiple male escorts corroborated the fact that T.D. Jakes have slept with multiple men at Diddy's parties and abroad, and they refer to him as being a power bottom. Wow. It's also been said that a young male has acquired a lawyer to represent him as he is set to sue Jakes for an incident that took place when he was just years old. It's been said that the young man was forced to perform sloppy toppy, and I'm paraphrasing here, guys. You can actually put two and two together to understand what I'm trying to say. It's been said that the man's family were members of the Potter's House, but left the church in 2015. According to multiple church insiders, the parents were paid off to keep quiet. The guy's a grown man now and is seeking his own justice. It's been said that the young man doesn't even deal with his parents even to this day because they took hush money. According to Pastor Blank, and I have to protect this pastor, Bishop Jakes is about to get railroaded and all of his dirt will be exposed. That's why the bishop has quietly lawyered up. He sees his fall from grace coming.
Damn.
Just don't look good to nobody.
That's what they call them. They said they call them power bottom.
Why are you gay?
I don't want to know.
Nigga, you gay.
Hey, get Ephesians 5 and 11. So all this stuff is allegedly. You know what I'm saying? It's allegedly. But
Damn.
you gotta, I'm gonna get into it too. Every man cleave to his life. What the hell is TD Jakes doing hanging with P. Diddy? And then all these allegations come out about P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't even a guilty by association. It's people saying, well, we saw you do this, and it's reports of this and this and this and that.
Come on
you know
now,
what I'm saying?
dog.
Right.
So read that real quick.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11.
Come on.
And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
These evil entertainers, these evil musicians, these evil athletes, these evil elites, these evil pastors. Go ahead.
But rather reprove them.
Watch this.
For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret.
So these people, right, the darkness and high places, these people that, you know what I'm saying, obtain the fame and notoriety and riches in this world, right? They get it by, like you read in Matthew chapter 4, how Satan tempted Christ. He said, I'll give you whatever your heart desire if you bow down and worship me. So these people, in order to obtain these riches and get blessed, you understand, in this world, they have to do things in secret. And it's a shame to speak on them. You will do things in secret that will earn you the nickname Power Bottom.
I didn't do this stuff.
Now get 1 Timothy 6 and 9. Before we read it, play that next clip real quick. So it's another scripture that said a man may be known by his look. All right? His gait. Play that.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you... I would.
Now, first of all, Bishop, what the hell is you doing in a dress? What the hell is that?
Wow.
Am I tripping?
No.
Is that like a male garment?
That's not. That's not it.
That look like a damn dress. Am I tripping?
No, that's a dress.
That's definitely a dress.
Right. He
So,
was like some Cinderella.
He got
type
on
shit.
a purple dress, not a glorious, you know what I'm saying, garment. Like
right.
Christ, when he got crucified using a purple garment.
Come on
That's
now,
a
dog.
purple dress. And he talking, swallow it up. What do you say? How he do it?
I don't even know. Why you gotta do that?
So now read 1 Timothy 6 and 9.
Dude, gay,
So
man.
when you watch that, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Power bottom.
Why are you gay?
Read that.
1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many
You know what I
foolish.
mean, a snare? Because if you make them upset, or if you decide to buck against the system or rebel, they got something on you. You're trapped.
Oh yeah.
You're
gonna shut your
ensnared.
white
The
mouth.
moment you violate or get out of line, they can tarnish your image. You get lawsuits. You lose everything you got. You lose your church. You lose your friends. You
Come
lose
on now,
every
dog.
damn thing. You snared. You understand? If you want to be rich, you're going to be put in situations where you trapped. Go ahead.
And into many foolish and hurtful lusts.
Into many foolish and hurtful lust. All right? It's hurtful at first, then you get desensitized. Now they call you power bottom. You understand?
Nigga, you gay.
But it go full circle because it end up hurting your pockets, hurting your image. You know what I'm saying? Hurting everything that you... the facade that you put on, those lusts, you give into them, it always comes back around on you.
Right.
Read on.
Which drown men in destruction and perdition.
Read.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Watch this.
Which while some coveted after.
Which while some coveted after, like TD Jakes, how much he charged to speak? It's up there. It's like rappers what they charge for concerts.
Right.
You understand? And he posted in Matthew 10, Christ told the disciples, when you go out and preach the word, don't take no gold or silver. You know what I'm saying? Preach the word freely. Preach the gospel freely. This man, he filthy rich. And talking about being swallowed up.
Come on, man.
It said 100,000 to 200,000.
100,000 to 200,000 for T.D. Jakes to bless you with a sermon.
Damn.
Keep reading.
They have erred from the faith.
They have what?
Erred from the faith.
Read.
And pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
And pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Power bottom.
Why are you gay?
But thou, O man of God.
That's it. Y'all brothers got something.
Yeah, let me get something. Isaiah 3. Isaiah chapter 3. And read verse, you can start at 8.
Isaiah chapter 3.
The issue the Most High has with our people. This is why he left us, the prophets, a remnant. Because it was going to be leaders, so-called leaders like this, and what you just witnessed, doing crazy, evil, wicked stuff. And watch what God says. Read on.
Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 8. For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory.
In the past it's happened. This is what we see now amongst the Judites in the world today. But read on.
The show of their countenance doth witness against them.
The show of their countenance doeth witness against them. Put them back on the screen. Put them back. Bring it back. This is a witness against him. Come on.
And they declare their sin as Sodom.
His sin is what?
Sodom.
His sin is what?
Sodom.
He's, put the sound bite on there. Nigga, you what?
Nigga, you gay.
That's what he is. Sodom. Come on.
They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
They rewarded evil unto themselves. They don't even hide it. Now that's why eventually it's going to be a law set where they good. And you can't say nothing against them. Because it's showing right now. We witnessing, man. This is crazy.
Nigga. Hey, read chapter 1, verse 10 real quick.
You know.
This is what God called T.D. Jakes.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 10. Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our God, ye people of Gomorrah.
So that's how God addressed the rulers, the leaders of our people. God called them the rulers of Sodom.
Bam.
He is responsible for, he plays a big part in the Sodomite agenda being pushed to the black community. How? Because he is a bishop. He is arguably the most famous black bishop in the earth. You understand? And he and his daughter a dyke, and he anointed her to take up his mantle.
Damn.
So he endorses their lifestyle and allegedly partakes in it.
Right.
You understand? So, you know, hey, the Bible, the scriptures is talking about us. It is what it is. And it's talking about power bottom. Mr. Power Bottom here.
Nigga, you gay.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro, you better repent, bro. Because his world, what did it say? His fall from grace is it draweth not. All right? But now let's get into the topic, man. So put the thumbnail back on the screen real quick. The recent movie is called Leave the World Behind. All right? So y'all brothers watch the movie?
Yes,
So
sir.
just say what's y'all thoughts on it before we get into other people's thoughts. What's y'all thoughts?
Go ahead, Hezzy.
On the movie.
Man, it's so many cuts and daggers in this movie that the scriptures tell us is gonna happen. Like with how the satellites was doing, they couldn't use their phones, straight chaos, you know what I'm saying? And then, but it also went into, like, to me, when Kevin Bacon, when the Jake guy went to Kevin Bacon to get help, and it tell you in the Bible in that day, every man he gonna cleave to his people. It's gonna be people gonna be ravaging other people's houses, and every man they gonna be pretty much like, I'm worried about mine.
I'm glad that you said that. You on point. Get Isaiah 13 real quick. Verse 13 about the end of the world. Now, in the movie, it show how weak black people are. You understand?
Right.
Think about it, right? So they in vacation at this man's house. The man show up to the house, right? and they don't believe he the owner of the house. They disrespect him and all of that, so on and so forth. And once it's established that it's their house, they sleep in the basement. The white people, they leave. They say, the hell with that, we going into town or whatever. They leave, and the road is blocked by all the Teslas. They come back, right? And mind you, they left.
Right.
They come back to the house, and they go right back to the master bedroom. While the black people go back to the basement.
Damn.
Y'all left.
Damn.
You understand?
Congratulations,
so
you played
the
yourself.
Black people, they, obviously they gave extra extensive care to the white people when they didn't have to, and they didn't deserve it.
Dummy.
They said the hell with y'all, and then had to come back, and then you let them back in the master bedroom.
Damn, you stupid as hell.
Then the scene that you talking about, which was later, they go to, mind you, this is the black man's friend.
His friend.
The black man is looking out for them because the little white boy teeth falling out.
Right.
So I know a man that can help y'all. So it's the black man's resource.
Mm-hmm.
This is my buddy, my pal. He brings them to the white man's house. And the white man pulls out a shotgun on him.
Mm-hmm.
Now get the away from here,
Get
nigger.
off my porch first.
Yeah, I know you, but I don't know you like that. You understand?
Right.
And a white man that he didn't know from a can of paint.
All you black folks
had to step in and intervene, and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Feel sympathy for him. He begged him.
And this is why. Read what you got.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 14.
Come on.
It-
13.
13. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of the Lord of hosts.
So this is what's going to happen when the bombs drop. The heavens and the earth going to shake. Go ahead.
And in the day of his fierce anger.
Come on.
And it shall be as the chase road.
That day going to be like a chase road, like all them deers you saw in the movie. Go ahead.
And as a sheep that no man taketh up.
Read.
They shall every man turn.
Meaning it's going to be chaotic. People going to be running around, losing their damn mind. But listen to this. Read.
Every man turn to his own people.
Every man going to do what?
Turn to his own people.
Every man going to turn to his own people. That's black people got to meditate on that thing. What the hell you gonna do?
Hey.
Obviously, they gonna forsake you. They gonna shut you out. You not getting in no bunker, nigga. You not coming down here fucking up my bunker. And, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stay the
It's
hell away
another
from
movie.
me.
It's another movie where the black people had to stay underground with the white people. And the white man was mean as hell. Yeah, it's American. What is it? American Refugee. Damn. So this movie got the same type of message in there. We don't like you niggers. We not the movies is being friendly, as if you're gonna have a chance to be able to reason with them.
It's gonna be love in the end.
No.
From all these
you
white
come up on a white man porch in that day, your damn head getting blown off.
You get away from all these white folks.
For real. They're trying to warn you niggas. And it's prophetic. Read it again.
Verse 13, verse 14.
15.
Every one that is found shall be thrust through.
My bad, 14. You right.
Verse 14.
Uh-huh.
And it shall be as the chase road.
Read.
And as a sheep that have no man take it up.
Come on.
They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one unto his own land.
Now get that in Sirach 13, verse 15. So it's by nature. It's everybody be talking about we're all God's people, and the only difference is skin color. You a damn idiot, and you don't understand biological genetics. You don't understand the world, how the world really truly operates. If you think the only difference between races is the damn color, the pigment in their skin. You could be so damn light-skinned that you look damn near lighter than a Caucasian that had been in a tanning bed a couple times, right? But you still got the broad nose, the big lips,
the hair.
Right.
They still got the, you know what I'm saying, the goat hair. Y'all skin color, it could be damn near the same. Well, you could be damn near lighter. And it could be, you cut the lights off just hearing them talk, you could tell who is what. You understand? It's a world of we got different spirits. That's in the Bible too. Do I want that first? Read Sirach 33 and 10 real quick. And then we're going to go right back to this, Sirach 13.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 10.
Come on.
And all men are from the ground. And Adam was created of earth.
Right. So everybody come from Adam. And Adam was a black man. He was made from the dust of the ground. Watch this.
In much knowledge, the Lord had divided them.
So in God's knowledge, he divided the nations, right? So God is not, he didn't mean for it to be all one people. God divided the people, and then what?
And made their ways diverse.
And then what?
Made their ways diverse.
And God made the ways of the nations. He didn't just make their skin. It don't say skin. It didn't say he made their skin diverse. He made their ways, meaning their spirits,
Right.
different. Like you said about Ishmael. Ishmael gonna be a wild man. They're a wild man. Boom. You understand?
Right.
They're the only people you know that's really that damn crazy. You understand? White people, cunning hunters, men of the field.
Right.
You understand? They like their habitations on high. They everywhere you go. That's how you know the white man has been there. You land, like all them islands we travel to or whatever, wherever you land, the aesthetic that you're going to see when you pull up to the port, you're going to be able to see a downtown area with skyscrapers. That's how you know the white man, that's how you know he left his mark.
Message.
And the Bible talk about that. That's just their white, that's how they are.
Or a slave port. And that's how you know they've been there. They stepped
Right.
They came and conquered.
But I'm saying they ways.
Right,
How
ways,
God said that their habitation will be on high. That's just how they are. That's how they think. That's the word of God.
Right.
The Christian rhetoric teaches you, the only difference is our skin and all that. God said he made their ways, meaning their spirits, diverse. Now go to Sirach 13, verse 15.
Y'all better take heed to that.
Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 13, verse 15. Every beast loveth his light. And
So every animal, this is nature. It's talking about nature. Every beast loveth his like, meaning his species. You understand? And that's how the animal kingdom works. That's how the nature.
Right.
Go ahead.
And every man.
And every what?
Man.
So like animals, how every beast love they like, every man, every human do what?
Loveth his neighbor.
Loveth his what?
His neighbor.
His neighbor meaning his people.
Right.
Why? Because they got the same type of spirit. They got similar spirits. God made the nation's ways diverse. Your nation got certain type of ways that only your nation got. So if you put an Indian in a room with one other Indian and 10 black people, who we gonna hang around? The one damn Indian. And that go for any race. And when I say Indian, I'm talking about East Indian. All right? But they go for any race on the planet. They're going to naturally gravitate to their nation.
Right.
You understand? Read the next verse.
Verse 16.
Go ahead.
All flesh consorted according to kind.
All flesh, whether it be an animal, a bird, a fish in the sea, all flesh consorted to what?
Kind.
To their kind. Their kind. That man looked at that black man, even though they did business together for years or whatever, he looked at him, he said, nigga, you're not my kind.
Exactly.
Get away from here.
He said, that's the old way.
Yeah. God said, all flesh consorted to their kind.
You better shut your white mouth.
All flesh. Go ahead.
And a man will cleave to his light.
And a man will do what?
Cleave to his light.
And a man will cleave to his light. And we going to see that's going to fully manifest. The American illusion of inclusion going to be exposed in that day. I'm telling you. Y'all better wake the hell up. That's why Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, O nation. singular, not desired. Who is the nation? Not, and that day if you ain't figured it out yet, you gonna figure out that you not desired by no other nation.
Right.
So you better gather with yours. You understand? We better figure out how to gather together, put our resources together, and prepare for the last day. Stop sleeping.
Y'all better take heed to
I'm
that.
telling you, but I'm glad you brought that up because that was really like the main thing on my mind from the movie as far as what our people need to take from it.
These daggone Christians make me.
Even the damn the white woman at the house, she didn't want them there. She was like, "Y'all live here? No, we can't have this."
That's what I was saying.
Exactly.
The devil.
All right, so now let's go into the.
Nah. We gotta get into it, Cal. We gotta get into it because we're gonna talk about.
Man, look, they just giving their reviews.
Okay.
All right, we gotta give our reviews too.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
Officer Jonah.
Well, now I'm stuck on this Zephaniah 2 still. My thought is there now. Because even on verse 2, go to Zephaniah 2, read verse 1 and 2 together. Because like Cap said, as depicted in the movie, it shows you every nation is going to cleave to themselves in that day. And also the thought that I had about the Revelation where it talks about we was nourished for a time. We think America is just such a place that's going to take care of us forever, not realizing that God has plans of this place, this economy, the political system, everything here will come crashing one day. Will we be ready? That's what that movie shows. We're not. Read that.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
God commands his children, the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We must gather together now. One thing about us is we are reactive people. We want to wait until it's time to leave the world behind when ships crashing and planes falling. That's when we think it's time to gather. We got to gather now. Why? Come on.
Before the decree bring forth. Before the date pass as the chaff.
What is God telling you that it's going to happen? This decree will bring forth. America will collapse. It will collapse internally. First, we're going to see different crashes and all these things go into shambles before Christ redeems us out of this land. Come on.
Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
And then the fierce anger of the Lord is going to come. But if we gather together ahead of time, whenever we live in the days that this movie depicts, we're going to be all right. And then when Christ returns, we're going to be all right. But if we don't apply this, you don't stand a chance.
That's why Paul said all the law is fulfilled in one word. Love your neighbors, you love yourself.
Exactly.
We got to learn that. And your neighbor is talking about your people. Leviticus 19 and 18.
That's
your neighbor
right.
is your people. We must learn how to love our neighbor. Only then will we, because we really don't know. We don't know nothing about that.
Right.
Because even now, us in this truth, we still battle with giving and helping and, you know what I'm saying, communicating. People be very private. They don't want people to know about the different resources or talents or abilities that they may have to be able to help the neighbor. Like, what the hell wrong with you?
Right.
You got that damn nigga mentality. You understand?
Nigga.
We must learn how to love our neighbor. Listen, black people, we not neighbors.
Right.
We not neighbors, bro.
Nope.
And for us to be in this truth and have the understanding and all of that, and we still, a brother would work hard, get a good job, get his credit up in the truth, and go and move with Esau.
You a whole nigga.
Far away from anybody in the body. Dang. You gotta think, bro. If we all working hard or whatever, and we all putting our heads together, like, hey, let's work on our credit. Let's say this amount of money or whatever. We can all go to a damn neighborhood. You know how they be developing the houses or whatever?
Right.
They got a whole block with about 10 houses. 10 hard-working brothers can get together and be like, hey, we going to all move on this block.
Right.
But brothers be in their mind like, nah, bro, I want to move over there. I want to have this house and this. You know what I'm saying? All about self, because we don't know nothing about. All the other nations, when they come to America, that's what they do. Right. You know, they all live together in one house.
Yep.
And then, you know what I'm saying, they save up, they build each other up, they get businesses established, and then they move out and get their own. You understand? We don't know nothing about that.
Hey, Cap, that show you we below beasts.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it's saying in 2nd Ezra. They are worse than beasts.
Damn.
All right, what you got?
Hey, it's a lot. I'm trying to make it quick because there's a lot of things I've seen even before looking at the commentary on it. Even how the Edomite dude acted towards the woman. So they showed like the woman was over the man in general. Like he was like in the back seat on some stuff. And you seen that throughout the movie. Like he just played the back role. Like he was confused. He didn't know. And that's the same way when the daughter was telling the father, like, hey, this going to be our demise at the end. You giving in to these white folks. These the same ones that tried to kill us. She understood that. He didn't. And you seen that little cycle of how the man played the backseat role or gave in to the woman through the whole movie. Yep. That's crazy, man.
All right, so to hell with the break. Let's just get into it.
Right.
Right? Play that. Let's get into it, brothers.
Leave the World Behind is an end-of-the-world drama thriller that asks the question, just how bad can Julia Roberts dance? From the creator of Mr. Robot and based on the novel of the same name, this movie has everything from tanker crashes, teeth falling out, and the latest Taylor Swift album. So in this video, I want to take a deep dive into some of the biggest mysteries to get to the bottom of what's going on. Now make sure to like and subscribe as we delve into this post-apocalyptic adventure, but don't bring your Tesla. Meet these Sanfords, just your typical New York family.
I fucking hate people.
That's Amanda, and as we'll come to see, she's got her own narrow-minded view of humanity. She and her family are on an impromptu vacation to leave the world behind, which is not only the name of the movie, but the first line of this gorgeous rental property they'll be spending their time at. It's quite apt that the first shot is of the sun rising over Earth, and as the film progresses, we'll see we get further and further away from it, just as our characters move further and further from the world they once knew. The blue color of our world is mimicked by the world of the Sanfords. They drive a blue car, wear blue clothing, and blue lighting often bathes our characters as they confront the perils around them. Blue here represents security. It's the world we know, but as the film progresses, this will slowly erode as the world descends into chaos. Even the local market, Point Comfort, with the blue signage, gives off these safe vibes. The film is split into 5 parts, each with its own focal point. Part 1 is the house, and the Sanfords settle into what's supposed to be a fun vacation. But things get off to a strange start as their day at the beach is ruined when a giant oil tanker crashes into the shore. I just hate when that happens.
So
this
I
is
know
but
I
the
mentioned it
first of
earlier.
a series.
I know I mentioned it earlier, but they going on vacation when all this stuff pop up. They on vacation. Get Luke chapter 17 real quick. Luke chapter 17 about these last days, how they gonna be. Luke 17:26.
The book of Luke, chapter 17 and verse 26.
Go ahead.
And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall be also in the days of the Son of Man.
Right. So in the days leading up to Christ's return, God said it's gonna be like the days of Noah. Right? Disaster approaching, but this is what everybody is doing. Read on.
They did eat. They drank.
They did what?
Eat. They drank.
Meaning they were having fun. They were enjoying themselves. They were still vacating and things of that nature. Read.
They married wives.
Uh-huh.
They were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Come on.
And the flood came and destroyed them all.
So while they was eating and drinking and having a merry time, destruction came out of nowhere.
Right.
That's what this movie is telling you.
Right.
You understand? That's how it's going to pop out. And the elites, they know what's coming. That's why they got the underground bunkers and stuff like that. But why do they want to keep you asleep? Why they want you to think why they got all these TV shows? They still doing shows like Flavor Flav, like To Win Her Love.
Facts.
Like, if you truly care about your nation, the people that's under your citizens, wouldn't you make it serious for them to prepare and, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they want you to be in this illusion, this sleep. And that's what God called it. Watch this. Go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. Start at verse 1. Watch this, y'all. Read that.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1.
Come on.
But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
So if we got understanding, we should know the time that we living in. It is not your season, nah. It's finna be the Lord's season to destroy this damn earth. Go ahead.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
You least expect it. Go ahead.
For when they shall say peace and safety,
we're going on vacation. Read.
Then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child.
Like when a woman water break. You understand? It's out of nowhere, and it's like, damn, everything changed. Everything is converted now. Your reality is totally different.
Right.
In a blink of, in a moment's time. Read.
And they shall not escape.
And they shall what?
Not escape.
And it ain't gonna be nothing they can do to escape. You was watching that movie the whole time. Like, how they gonna get out of this?
Right.
They not gonna escape. That's the thing. Read on.
But ye, brethren, are not in darkness.
Read.
That day.
Read verse 6.
Verse 6.
Come on.
Therefore, let us not sleep.
So the people that's in the state of mind to where they could say peace and safety and be like the days of Noah, eating and drinking and all of that, while destruction is coming, while the prophets is in the earth telling them, warning the people, the only way that they can be in that state of mind to do stuff like that is if they're asleep. Right? Notice what they was into, like the kids. They was in the back seat on their phone when they got on the trip.
Right.
They locked into their phone screen. You understand? They got the headphones in. They facing the phone. It's majority of our people, even some of us in this truth, our minds are preoccupied with vain things, meaningless things. TV shows, series. You understand? While the world is crumbling down before your face, but your face is in your phone. God said, let us not sleep. Read.
As do others.
As what?
As do others.
As do others. The others that say peace and safety. The others that eat and drink and be merry and do this and do that while the world is in it. We're not supposed to be as others. You understand? We need to be gathering ourselves together.
Right.
Getting built up in these scriptures. All right, go ahead.
But let us watch and be sober.
Let us do what?
Watch.
Let us what?
Watch.
Watch. And what?
And be sober.
And be sober. I'm going to get back to that in a second. All right? But we got to watch. We got to be we got to see where we at in prophecy. All right? That's the job of the leaders. And I'm telling you, these prophets that the Lord is sending out, he would always send them out. When destruction was coming, he would send prophets to warn the people. These prophets that the Lord choose to do that, they might be regular on a corner level, meaning they might work a regular job. They might live in a regular house. They might drive a regular car, but they're not regular by the slightest bit.
That's
you understand? These men that the Lord used, like Noah, they not regular men.
Y'all better take heed
not
to that.
regular, bro. I'm telling you. Play the video. Come on.
Series of strange occurrences that befall our family. Ironically enough, the name of this tanker is the White Line. A white line is said to be a symbol for the well-being of Mother Earth, so it crashing into the shore is some ominous foreshadowing. If you listen closely, you can make out a police officer stating that there have been several of these beachings up the coast, and it has something to do with their navigation systems. When our family gets back to the rental, both the Wi-Fi and TVs aren't working, so basically a vacation from hell. Clay Sanford, the father, an English and media college professor, tells his wife he's been asked to write the foreword to a book of one of his students, writing about how media serves as both an escape and a reflection. It's a quick line, but it also points to what this movie is, both an escape from reality, but a reflection of the world we live in. But the film really starts with the introduction of George and Ruth Scott. They are the owners of this rental, and because there's a blackout in the state and the roads are clogged, they've decided to spend the night, something Amanda Sanford isn't too happy about.
I'm sorry. I just, I don't feel comfortable staying in a house with
black people. Amanda tries to hide her prejudice, not believing a person of color could own a house this expensive.
This is your house?
She even believes George and Ruth must be the help and are trying to con them.
Maybe he's the handyman. She's the housekeeper.
And when offered a drink by George, she turns him down.
I'll pass.
The director shows this juxtaposition by framing Amanda and Clay on the left, white and light, and George and Ruth on the right, black and night. We'll see similar juxtaposition throughout the film, such as this shot between Amanda and George in front of this black and white abstract painting. George's blackness is something he hides from his predominantly white renters. Amanda notes that there are no family photos around the house. Instead, any information that would point to the owners being black are locked away in his office, which we only see briefly. Just a few miles away from George's home, we'll see Clay drive past Taney Farms, named after Roger B. Taney, the United States 5th Chief Justice of the United States, who infamously ruled that African Americans could not be considered U.S. citizens, nor could the government prohibit slavery. That's not to say Ruth and George aren't
Go ahead. Keep
without
playing.
their prejudice either. Ruth goes on to say,
If the world falls apart, trust should not be doled out easily to anyone, especially white people.
the night gets even stranger when a national emergency broadcast appears on screen. This is followed by a brief CNN chyron stating that a cyber attack has brought power outages all along the East Coast. Totally random, but bonus points if you caught the beach towel novel on Amanda's bedside table. Sam Ismail, the director, had a character named Irving write a novel of the same name in his show Mr. Robot. Now, part 2 is titled The Curve and is a reference to George's job. Part of his work in investments involves studying graphs, their ups and downs, and their curves. He says that if you analyze this stuff for long enough, you start to see patterns, and he noticed something strange in the days leading up to these events. Furthermore, he had an extremely wealthy defense contractor move vast sums of money out of his accounts a few days prior, almost as if he knew something was going to happen. George will head over to his neighbor's house, the Huxleys. This is no doubt a nod to English writer and philosopher Aldous Huxley, who often explored themes such as the dangers of technology in his work. When George finds the Huxley's place trashed, he ventures to the nearby beach and finds a plane crash, only for moments later to witness another plane crash in almost the identical spot. So it seems someone or something is programming these planes to land in a certain area, just like the oil tankers washed all along the coast. Later in the film, we'll see a fleet of unknown Teslas autopilot their way to the freeway where they crash into one another, making it impossible to leave the city. Is this all a freak accident, or is something more coordinated at play? Throughout the film, we'll see various animals responding to the events around them. A herd of deer, hundreds in size, appear in front of Rose. Birds swarm in circles, and even a group of flamingos land by their pool. We hear a brief radio announcement that some sort of catastrophic...
Get that real quick in 2nd Ezra chapter 5. That's another sign of the last days. You're going to start to see animals in places that you would never see them appear. You understand? That's a part of Bible prophecy. 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 8.
2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse 8.
Come on.
There shall be a confusion also in many places.
Read.
And the fire shall be often sent out again.
The fire shall be off sent out again, going into all these wildfires popping up all over the earth. And it's happening often. You understand? The writings on the wall, they got a whole segment dedicated to covering that stuff because it's happening that damn often. Everywhere. Go ahead.
And the wild beasts.
And the what?
Wild beasts.
Like the deer, the flamingo, the stuff that you saw in the movie. Go ahead.
Shall change their places.
Y'all know what that means? They're not going to be dwelling where they naturally dwell. They're going to be popping up in your backyard. They're going to be popping up in the middle of the street.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
They're going to be roaming the earth where places you only used to seeing humans being at. That's a sign of the end days.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And mistress women shall bring forth monsters.
And mistress women going to bring forth monsters. All right, these badass baby kids, they're going to be on another level.
Damn. Hey, Cap, you notice, and like we noticed it watching the movie, but now it's kind of hidden. I didn't know about the Laney Farms thing. It's almost like the movie is showing America's collapse is tied to what they did to our people. Like on the radio show, it has the 1619.
Yeah, we gonna play that where you explain that. Well, Lord's willing, we get to go ahead and speak on it because we might not get to it.
Slave innuendos, they insinuate that America's collapse is because what they did to God's people.
Judgment, like what happened in Egypt, them plagues. All right, to deliver God's people. All right, play on.
Environmental disaster has happened, and it's impacted migration patterns. So that may have something to do with it.
Let's get that real quick. Go to 2nd Ezra 15 real quick in verse 55. That's exactly why the plague is going to hit this land. 2nd Ezra 15:55.
2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 55.
Yeah.
The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom.
The reward of your whoredom going to be in your bosom, Babylon. Go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou receive recompense.
Recompense mean payback.
That's
good.
Right.
for how you establish this land, you're going to lose it. Watch this.
Like as thou hast done unto my chosen.
Like as you done to them so-called niggas, them so-called spicks, them so-called wetbacks, them so-called Indians. Read.
Said the Lord. Even so shall God do unto thee.
So like you massacred them, you slaughtered them. You understand? God gonna do the same to you. Read.
And shall deliver thee into mischief.
And gonna deliver you into mischief. Read on. This is gonna expound on the mischief.
Thy children shall die of hunger.
Your children gonna die of hunger. Rose ain't gonna be able to find that underground bunker everywhere.
Damn.
You understand? Your children gonna die of hunger. Go ahead.
And thou shalt fall through the sword.
Read.
Thy city shall be broken down.
And that's what we saw at the end of the movie.
Right.
New York City, the seat of Satan, was getting blew the hell up. Read.
And all thine shall perish with the sword in the field.
And all thine shall perish. Everything that you labor for, all of your luxuries and delicacies gonna perish. You understand? Read.
That's right.
All right, go back to the
That's a fire precept right there.
Come on.
But that some sort of catastrophic environmental disaster has happened and it's impacted migration patterns, so that may have something to do with it. Part 3 is titled The Noise, a reference to this ear-piercing screech that is so powerful it even breaks the glass on the house. Its origins remain a mystery, but survivalist Danny thinks he has the answer. Later in the movie, when Amanda and Clay's son Archie gets sick and starts losing his teeth, George remembers that his contractor friend Danny was a survivalist and may have some medication. Danny states that this noise was likely a microwave attack, similar to what happened to US diplomats in Cuba in 2016. It's possible that an enemy has harnessed this power and used it against the American people. Archie was also bitten by an insect, so we're never quite sure if his teeth falling out was a result of the noise or this bite. When Clay goes rushing into town hoping to find any information he can on what's going on, he encounters a drone dropping off hundreds of these red flyers in what appears to be Arabic. I had it translated and it roughly states, quote, "We ask you pay immediate attention to what we say in this publication. We have the most dangerous and destructive explosives in history, and we leave this horrific fact for you to contemplate and stress the validity of what is said. I'm using this on your land, and steps must be taken to stop the resistance built for peaceful surrender of your land." Danny says his friend in San Francisco experienced the same thing, but the flyers there were in Korean or Mandarin. But if you're invading an English-speaking country, why rain down flyers that no one can even read? This leads into George's theory of what's going on. When he was talking to his defense contractor friend, he said there was one 3-step maneuver to overthrow a government that scared him more than anything. This starts with stage 1, isolation, the disabling of communication and transportation. This is why we see the satellites not working, no GPS, and
2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 20. Where is it at? Shall desire to hear a man's voice. Is it chapter 15? Is it 15, 20? No. 15, 17. It's 2nd Ezra 6. Hold on, I gotta find it. 2nd Ezra 6. And let me keep playing. I'm gonna find it. Keep playing the video.
23.
No.
various forms of transportation like these electric Teslas used to block off main arteries into and out of cities. Stage 2 is synchronized chaos. You want to throw as much misinformation as possible, like those flyers, to scare and divide the people, eventually leading to step 3, an eventual coup. Whether this happens by civil war or other means, it results in the collapse of the government. You can actually overthrow a government without having to send in troops. It'll overthrow itself.
16 and
27.
27. Yep, that's it.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 27.
Yeah.
So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice.
So that's going into the isolation. So that's the first step in destroying your enemy or the war tactic. All right, so go back. Go back. Did they already play number 2? All right, go back to number 2. There we go. Synchronized chaos.
used to block off main arteries into and out of cities. Stage 2 is synchronized chaos. You want to throw as much misinformation as possible, like those flyers, to scare and divide the people, eventually leading to step 3, an eventual coup. Whether this happens by civil war or other means,
pause it. They go back to what we just read in 2 Ezra 5 and 8. There shall be a confusion in many places.
Right. Mm-hmm.
There's synchronized chaos, as well as what we read in the beginning, 2 Ezra 9. There's going to be uproars among the people. All right. Also, 2 Ezra 16 about, where is it? Well, now, that's what he finna get into. So keep playing it real quick. Keep playing.
Results in the collapse of the government. You can actually overthrow a government without having to send in troops. It'll overthrow itself. So if a group of countries got together and enacted this 3-step plan and were successful, they could potentially topple the United States.
So get there real quick in 2 Ezra 15 and verse 16 about, well, start at 15 about the coup d'etat. All right, where the people turn on themselves. Read that.
2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draw nigh.
Go ahead.
And one people shall stand up to fight against another.
Uh-huh.
And swords in their hands.
Read.
For there shall be sedition among men.
Sedition is going into uprisings. Go ahead.
And invading one another.
And invading one another. Read.
They shall not regard their kings.
The government.
Nor princes.
Uh-huh.
And the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
People going to be doing whatever the hell they want. Go ahead.
A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Read.
For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled.
The cities shall be troubled.
The houses shall be destroyed. And men shall be afraid.
Chaos. Read.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
A man ain't going to have no pity upon his neighbor. That's the coup d'etat. Go ahead.
But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods.
Read.
Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
And because of great tribulation. So that goes into the isolation, the synchronized chaos, and the coup d'etat. The people going to turn, it's going to be a state of panic. They're going to lose their damn mind.
Right.
And because of their pride, people going to turn on their neighbor. It's going to be chaos right in your backyard. All right, keep playing. Come on.
The film will see New York hit with nuclear bombs. It's not certain whether these are American bombs let loose on their own people or if they're from another country. The film also paints a jaded view on humanity, so much so that it begs the question whether we deserve what we got. Not only are we destroying the planet, check out the conscious decision to litter the beach in trash, but Amanda refers to herself and humanity as terrible people.
I hate being terrible like this.
Clay leaves a poor Spanish-speaking woman in need, and Archie takes creepy photos of Ruth. It's only Rosie who's still young enough to hold on to that innocence. Perhaps that's why she's so obsessed with Friends. It's a fantasy world where everything is light and fun, which is why Ruth says this about the show.
But it's almost nostalgic for a time that never existed.
Friends is a show that helps us ignore how awful humanity really is, as Amanda goes on to state,
I think we know we're living a lie, an agreed upon mass delusion to help us ignore and keep ignoring how awful we really are.
Rose will later explain why she needs to find out the ending to Friends, because of her love for the characters.
I care about them.
To which her brother remarks,
maybe you shouldn't.
This back and forth is especially important considering how the movie ends. Rose stumbles upon the Thorne household, the family Danny told us built a secret underground bunker in the event of a catastrophe. I found it quite interesting that the shelter is called Commodus, after a Roman emperor who was assassinated, and it's quite odd that the family that's supposed to be here is nowhere to be found. As the shelter boots up, we get confirmation that the White House and several major cities are under attack by rogue armed forces, but we never find out specifically who. It's even possible that these forces come from within the US itself. There are also increased levels of radiation detected, so we can assume these are atomic bombs of some kind. You'll see that Rose is bathed in the safe blue light of the shelter, while upstairs, the real...
In Jeremiah, what you just mentioned about the sleeper cells. Jeremiah 51. Because you got to think, right? Ishmael, it says his hand gonna be against every man, for an example. And, you know, U.S. got all these armed forces and National Guard to protect the entrance from places, aerial attacks, or whatever the case may be. But the bombs that you see going off is happening right in the city.
Right.
And the people watching it, well, you don't know if it's the U.S. or whatever the case may be, and you just mentioned is possibly the sleeper cells, and that's prophecy. Jeremiah chapter 51, I believe, in verse 14.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, and verse 14.
Yeah.
The Lord of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men.
I'm going to fill you with men of other nations. Go ahead.
As with caterpillars.
As with caterpillars, sleeper cells. Read.
And they shall lift up a shout against thee.
Allah Akbar!
Right.
All right, go back to the clip. I gotta finish it out. Come on.
The world is painted crimson red, danger. There's also something to be said about the items stocked away in the pantry. With minor exceptions, almost every product here has had some sort of pushback with being racially or culturally insensitive. From Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, and Cream of Wheat's portrayal of African-American stereotypes to Indian head cornmeal. Beside it, Indian orange drink mix, and I guess they didn't like the Chinese cherry flavor. And on the bottom left, Barilla Pasta, whose president has a history of stating homophobic beliefs. On the top right, we'll see Dixie Beer, which has recently changed the name of its brand as to not be associated with the slave-owning Confederacy. And last but not least, Trader Joe's Mexican beer that they titled Trader Jose's. If food isn't your thing, how about the vast collection of DVDs? And as luck would have it, they have the final episode of Friends Rose has been so desperate to watch. The title of the finale is The Last One, which is also the title of the final chapter of this film. As Rose clicks play, the film abruptly ends. We don't get to find out anything that happened to our characters, but maybe that's the point. Should we even care?
Maybe you shouldn't.
Especially if these are all terrible people. Our characters have left their world behind, and so too must we leave them. We are briefly put in their position, unsure of what will happen next. Many of the questions this movie asks have no answers, and it's up to us to decide. Who invaded? Will Ross end up with Rachel? And what will happen next? Let me know what you think in the comments
now go
below.
to the TikTok real quick. We gotta speed it up. Go to the TikTok real quick. All right. Come on.
And I want to talk about the ending because I'm pretty sure we were all confused. Why did it end like that? But first, let me establish that I personally think that this movie is a psychological thing. Just like Bird Box and Don't Look Up and all those other movies. It's something spiritual but also psychological going on. And that's exactly why they keep on pushing this same narrative. And they have to tell us the truth through movies like this. That's why I was like, here go another one of those movies. So just like in every movie with strange spiritual significance, animals are usually used to symbolize something that's coming. And if you remember this scene, or the scene with Rose, there was tons of deer. Almost as if the deer was trying to let the people know something. If anything strange happens around the world, best believe the animals will know first. Because they're more connected to the earth than we are. And I personally correlate the animals to something spiritual, a spiritual occurrence. And then I personally believe the psychological part I was speaking about correlates to this part where they were in the shed. And she said, why are you like this?
Every day, all day, my whole job is to understand people well enough so that I know how to lie to them so I can sell them things they don't really want. And when you study people like that, when you really see the way they treat each other well, you're no dummy. You see what they do, and they do it without even thinking about it. Fuck.
So if you paid attention to that part, you would understand the psychological aspect of this, about people overall and leaving the world behind. And to add more to this psychological perspective, remember how Rosie was so fixated on watching TV, even though the whole world was ending? I'm never going to find out what happens to Ross and Rachel, am I? She was talking about the movie that she wanted to watch so bad. She then found her way in a house with a bunker with just about everything she needed to save her and her family while the world around her was ending, but paid no mind to it. Instead, she was fixated on watching TV, and the episode she went to was the last one. And this is exactly why I say I feel like this movie was about something psychological and spiritual. Maybe they're talking about the last generation. let's just say this world did end. Are they foreshadowing that this generation would only be fixated on TV and iPhones and friends? Oh, and did y'all also think how the dude spoke about the cabal in this movie and the shadowy government? They're definitely pushing a narrative with these movies because it's becoming too common now. Ever since 2020, they've been putting out movies that's foreshadowing the future in a weird, strange way. And hopefully we're all paying attention because we should all know that movies is how they tell us the truth. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this.
All right, now get that real quick. What he just Second Timothy 3 verse 1 about the last generation. So when the world is collapsing around you, you're gonna be so fixated that you worried about the last episode of this or that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You worried about Friends.
What happened on
meaning
Housewives?
You still checking your social media, your friend requests. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different takes on a lot of this stuff is objective, and that's the purpose of it. But read that real quick.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, and verse 1.
Read.
This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Read.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
All right, so that's this last generation. In the last days, men gonna be lovers of themselves. Like she found, you gotta think you find a bunker, you finna go scream, "Mommy, Daddy!"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got refuge. She finna post up and don't never leave. She finna watch her show. She got all the snacks.
She was
She
eating.
good.
She was eating the snacks.
She only worried about her damn self. Read the levels of pleasures, verse 4, I think.
Verse 4. Traitors, heady, high-minded,
Go ahead.
lovers of pleasures more than lovers of
All
God.
right, now go to the next video. Go to the next video real quick. We gotta speed through.
We Leave the World Behind is loaded with symbolism and Easter eggs to find. Now, just a heads up, this video does contain spoiler alerts, so first go watch the movie, then come back here. Now, one of the things that stands out clearly when you watch the movie is the colors blue and orange are everywhere. The movie starts out when they're in a blue bedroom. She's wearing a blue dress. They have a blue car. There's a blue tablet. Everything seems to be blue. Even at the end of the movie, when Rose goes to grab the Friends DVD, the Friends DVDs were blue and orange. The movie starts out with Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke in a blue bedroom with a gigantic crack in the wall. Cracks can represent the physical manifestation of vulnerability, and cracks are often associated with fragility, highlighting the vulnerability of a system or something about to collapse. This movie was about the societal collapse. The opening credits are all black, white, and red. These colors are heavily associated with the Freemasonic Knights Templar, and the credits even end with the Illuminati Eye. And there was actually a painting filled with the Illuminati Eye when they first entered the house as well. Now, there are other hints of Freemasonic checkerboards throughout the whole movie. For instance, you have the boy wearing the checkered swim trunks. There's a scene where you also have the checkered... In the beginning of the movie, you have two lamps on the side of the bed. One of them is on, the other one is off. This could represent the two pillars in Freemasonry. The light being on, representing the sun, the light being off, representing the moon. On the way to the vacation home, they take exit 76 towards Point Comfort. In the year 1619, a ship carrying the first African slaves landed at Point Comfort. This ship was called the White Lion. In a scene later in the movie, a ship called the White Lion washes up on shore. Certain African legends describe white lions as spirit animals that come to warn us about dramatic changes on Earth. And
they go back to the point that also Jonah made earlier. They hinting at the consciousness of this world is going to get destroyed beyond our control because of punishment of what we did to the slaves, what we did to God's chosen people.
Message!
They throwing them innuendos in there. Keep playing.
They're thought to have protected humanity throughout time. At a point later in the movie, Ethan Hawke gets out of his car, and the station is even on 1619. Also in 1619, a Jamestown colonist, John Rolfe, used the term 20 and odd to describe the kidnapped slaves who were arriving. In a later scene, when the man's going to get the satellite phone, you see a bottle of Geist 20 and odd antifreeze. And a lot of people have pointed out the t-shirts that the boy and the girl are wearing. The girl is wearing a NASA shirt and the boy is wearing an Obey shirt. Some people are taking this as a hidden message to obey NASA or to agree with the mainstream narrative. There are also several paintings that change throughout the film. The painting in the living room starts out as seemingly 4 peaks, and it slowly transforms into something that's indistinguishable. There's the painting of the ocean behind the bed in the bedroom. Many people have noticed that the water rises as the movie progresses. Now, when they first receive the emergency response on the television, there's a map showing all of the area of the blackout. Now, on that map, there's a QR code over the state of Kentucky. People have scanned that QR code, and where it takes them is very strange. When they scanned it, it took them to the Lake Shawnee Abandoned Amusement Park. Creepy. Now, the Lake Shawnee Abandoned Amusement Park is located in Mercer County in Kentucky. Supposedly, the park was built over ancient Native American burial grounds. Many people thought that the land was cursed because the amusement park had several lethal accidents. At the timestamp of 17 minutes and 10 seconds, the movie pans to the Friends episode, season 10, episode 17. So you have the 17:10 going to the 10:17. The next scene, you have Ethan Hawke playing Jenga. He's discussing his job, and he says that media serves as both an escape and a reflection. So you literally just had the reflection, 17:10, timestamp of the movie, 10:17, Friends episode. At one point in the movie, Julia Roberts notices some deer out in the yard. Ethan Hawke then says that's a good omen in Mesoamerican mythology. However, when you look up the deer in Mesoamerican mythology, deer are associated with sacrifice. There's a scene in the movie where you see a sign, the Huxleys. Some are speculating that this is pointing to Aldous Huxley, the author of Brave New World, the dystopian novel that talks about psychological conditioning and a dystopian nightmare. So at the end of the movie, Rose decides to leave and go do her own thing, and she breaks into a house that says Thorns. And the girl who broke into the house was named Rose. Every rose has its thorns. There's a scene where Julia Roberts slaps down cigarettes on the counter. The brand name of the cigarettes is Providence. Providence can mean to take care or prepare in advance, having foresight. Now, she got this at the store where she saw the Kevin Bacon character preparing and having foresight of what is to come, the collapse. So these are just some of the things that I found, but I feel like I've barely scratched the surface. If you found anything else that I haven't found, let me know.
Real quick, go to that. Short on time. Go to that. Now, this is, I'm telling you, it's a lot of different takes on this thing. This is the most interesting take that I found right here. All right? Play that.
Going on within this film.
Hey, pause it. Now, this was at the beginning of the movie, so me and my wife watching it, we like, why the hell is it playing that black music for?
Right.
Like, they not even like a white family that act black. And like, where are they going with this? That's what we had in our mind when we heard that music playing. Like, where are they going with this? Keep playing. Watch this.
And so, like most apocalyptic movies are about survival, this one is no different. But the only difference in this particular film is that this particular film is dealing with genetic survival. And in fact, one of the things that sets this film apart from other apocalyptic films is that in most apocalyptic films, the focus is going to be what's going on in the world. How are people reacting? What people are doing to survive? But if you notice in this particular film, the focus is what's going on inside the house. And it has a lot more to do with the relationships inside the house. And in fact, in most of the film, the only way that we really know that there's something weird going on in the outside world and possible calamity and disaster going on in the outside world is because of the animals. You see a reoccurring theme of the animals showing up and acting in strange ways.
Those are flamingos.
And that was the director's way of letting the audience know that there's something strange going on in the outside world. Because apart from that, like I said, the main focus was what's going on inside the house and the relationships that were going on inside the house. When we start to look at the countries with the most fertile population of women, it's not even close. The countries with a majority so-called black population are about 5 times more fertile than countries with a non-majority black population. And so we have major fertility issues that's going on in the countries with non-majority black populations. There's no question about it, no doubt about it. And so as I said earlier, this is not just a film about survival and disaster, but a film about engineering so-called white men to go after young, fertile black women. If you notice that throughout this film, the film went out of their way to make sure that both of the white men inside of the house had somewhat of a lustful spirit for the only black female character in the entire movie. And then also the film could have easily given the black male character a wife. I think that would have made for better dialogue and even better drama when you consider the actress Julia Roberts and her character. But they didn't do that. They chose not to, for not so obvious reasons. And there was another part in this movie in which I noticed the actress Julia Roberts' character was alone inside the house with the black male.
I am starting to like you.
And they were drinking and dancing, all the while Ethan Hawke's character, Julia Roberts' husband in this movie, was outside alone, smoking and drinking with a young black female.
I mean, that's what I look like to you? I look like that kind of guy?
You look like the kind of guy to whom things come easy, especially women.
And at the same time, the son of Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke was inside beating off to her, getting off. And that was very telling. That was a very telling scene. And on a subconscious level, on a very animalistic level in which we all operate at any given time, that's letting the audience know that in a situation like this, that the white men need to sexually sacrifice the older, non-fertile white women to the black men, while the white men, both young and old, both go after the young black fertile women with no fertility clinics around and with nothing in place to help ensure reproduction and procreation. This will be the only way for them to procreate successfully.
Wow.
And at the heart of it, this is what this film is really about.
All right. So, and then he showed the old movie. Look, the scriptures say the heart of every one of them is deep. Deep. It's a lot more takes and layers to this thing or whatever. But remember, it's produced by Barack and Michelle Obama on the left. And that's one of the big agendas that they've always pushed, that interracial relations and all of that. And it make perfect sense in a time of crisis and you can't procreate. You're going to sacrifice your old, unfertile white women you conditioning the minds of the boys to desire, in a sexual sense, the young, fertile black female. You desensitizing her mind to give in to your desires. Now, we're going to end it real quick. 2 Ezra 2, verse 35. So it's a lot. We could go way longer. But we got to give way for Bishop Yawasop, the Bible book of our fathers. All right, read that real quick.
2 Ezra chapter 2 and verse 35.
Come on.
Be ready to the reward of the kingdom.
So we got to be ready. This movie is showing the world that they're not ready. It's showing us that we not ready. You understand? We got to get ready. We got to be, because we know the times that we living in. We not supposed to let it come upon us as a thief. Go ahead.
For the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore.
Come on.
Flee the shadow of this world.
Leave the world behind. This does say of the Lord God. Hear the white man in Netflix. God said, leave the world behind.
Message.
The different distractions they got set up for you, the different agendas, the nonsense and all of that. I'm telling you, when the stuff really pop off, you're going to be mentally and spiritually handicapped because those things are going to become obsolete. You understand? God said, flee the shadow of this world. Gather yourselves together. Be ready for the reward of the kingdom. Finish that verse.
Receive the joyfulness of your glory.
Uh-huh.
I tell strife
No. All right, don't worry about it. So all praise to the Most High God. Lord's willing, y'all was edified. Y'all got something out of the movie review. Make sure y'all like this, share it, drop a comment. All praise to the Most High God. Lord's willing, we'll be back next week with more on
Let's Talk Truth.
They screaming peace,